Alright, what is up guys, Loser Maniac here, and today, welcome back to another episode of, holy shit, hold on, I don't want to go that low. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. This is a series I started 2 days ago. It's where I just talk about random shit. Before we get started, yes, this is a Budweiser tank top. I am 19, so I'm not legally allowed to drink, but my parents were fine with this, so I decided to wear it. But today's episode is a theme. It is stuff I don't like. I hate everything. And that's not me being like, oh, I just hate everything, me being edgy and whatnot. It's just a true fact. I've gotten older, and with me, a lot of people are like, they've matured over the years and whatnot. Me, I've just become like anti everything. Now there are some things that are forgivable, but there are some things I do want to talk about. Whether they're unforgivable or just forgivable as a whole, it's just something I want to talk about. So yeah, let's get started with the biggest thing I do not like: snakes. I played a lot of Fallout 4, like I've mentioned before, and if you guys played it, then you guys would know the line that Father talks about, or Sean in that instance, that people are always frightened by things they don't understand. And that is true in my instance, because I do not like snakes, because I don't know whether a certain type of snake is venomous or completely friendly. So considering the fact I don't know if one will kill me or just simply hurt like an ear piercing, I just choose to avoid snakes as a whole. I don't like snakes. I don't get why people like snakes as pets. I remember one time there was, now I do like the candy snakes. They're so good, but real life snakes, even seeing a photo of a snake, a video of a snake, bothers me. And I came across an ad on YouTube that had a snake in it, so I was terrified. So I guess I'm also afraid of a lot of stuff too, but that's for a different time. But I do feel like as I've gotten older, I've become like less scared of stuff. Like the biggest thing I was scared of was the dark. Now I'm not scared of the dark, but with that came the fear of being in quiet places, mostly at nighttime. During the day, I'm totally fine with being out in like a nice, quiet spot. Even right now, it's somewhat quiet. If I was to close this door, it would be very quiet. I have the AC going on in the living room, but if I was to close the bedroom door, it would be completely quiet, and I'd be fine with it. So yeah, another thing is people judge me based off my choices. That's one thing I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, they hate as well, but I kind of take it seriously, because I don't know if you guys can see, I have tapers. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. Yeah, I have tapers. They say 00, but I doubt these are 00s. That's what Spencer said. And so I showed my grandma, who's very old school, very religious, and she judges me and my sister based off a lot of stuff that we do. And I told her like, hey, I got these tapers. I'm gonna gauge my ears, and she's like, you know they won't close, right? And I understand at that point she was like being sure, like, you know they're not gonna close, right? And it's like, yeah, I know, I took that risk. So there's a lot of stuff I do. Like back then, I would just do stuff without risk. Now, and here's where that came from. I had a lip ring right here. I still have it. It's in my other. It's either in my current wallet or my other wallet I have. I had a lip ring right here, and it hurt. I tried to take care of it the best I can. The one thing I didn't do, which is one thing that if I were to go back and do, is I would brush my teeth more. I have a bad habit of not brushing my teeth. I would go back, brush my teeth. They say like use filtered water, like after every meal to like swish it around there like mouthwash, and that's what I've been doing. That's what I did a lot, but the problem was I wasn't brushing my teeth well enough, so therefore my lip ring started to hurt so bad I would have a hard time sleeping. It just got in the way. So I took it out and I told my mom, like, hey, I'm sorry I did this. I took the risk of having this thing, and I didn't do what I had like a little pamphlet, and it said like how to take care of your jewel. Swish around the jewel with filtered water, like I mentioned before, and it was like brush your teeth. That was and that was one of the things I forgot to do. So I told my mom, like, hey, I accept the risk that I took. I understand that I didn't follow the directions, and I know you're probably upset, but just to let you know, I took my lip ring out. She was totally fine with it. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad I took it out because I don't know if you guys have had lip rings, but how mine worked was like there was like a little ball that was connecting each point to hold it in place, and occasionally that ball would fall out because I always like fidget with my mouth a lot. Kind of like I'm doing now, although it feels weird because I'm forcing myself to do it. And I would always play with the lip ring because it's in my mouth. What am I gonna do? Just leave it? Of course, that's what I was supposed to do, but I didn't. And so occasionally the ball would fall out. I've lost it like a couple times, but luckily I found it the same day. So yeah, I was so worried of taking it out. So now I accept risks that I have. I'm also really fat. If it's not obvious, you can see that. And I don't like people judging me based off the fact that I am big. That is that has happened before. I mean, not personally, but I've seen videos where it's like you shouldn't be fat and whatnot. I accept the consequences because food is delicious. I'm like over, and you guys can probably see by like how fat my hands are. I love food. Food is delicious, but if someone was like, dude, you need to stop eating, I would be like, no. I don't judge other people based off some of the stuff that I'm a part of. Yeah. And another thing I don't like is, or within that same realm, is again go back to my grandma being like, she's very old school. She believes that like I need to be a certain age to partake in stuff. So like I can't have alcohol around her until I'm 21. I couldn't smoke cigarettes until I was 18, but now that I'm 18, they moved it up to 21, so that's another time I have to wait. And one of the things my grandma does not like is cuss words. She's very religious. She'll say like other words, but the one word that she's not fine with is fuck. She's not fine with it. In fact, or like pussy and shit like that. We had a movie with Mark Wahlberg in it. It was rated R. We had to stop it midway because it was a movie about a mayor who was suspicious that his wife was cheating on him, and so the whole time he's telling Mark Wahlberg like, hey, we see how good they're fucking. If she's faking it or she's genuine. If her pussy's wet or some shit. My grandma's like, turn it off. We can't do it. So, and then so, I'm a huge music fan. I go see, I went and saw Slipknot live, which, damn it, which I'll probably talk about the next video I make because it's really funny. To me, it's a funny story. It's funny subjective. That's what Steve Hofstetter says. That in a way, funny is somewhat subjective. And so we went to the store that's up in Colorado, and that's the only place I know where it is, called the Entertain Mart. If you guys live in Colorado, or maybe you guys have one out of state, then you guys would probably know what this place is. But for some who don't, it's like a music library. It's like a music, video game, a book, and movie store all in one. So they went from like GameCube all the way up to like PS4, and I'm pretty sure they have PS5 games. Once more PS5 games come out, I guarantee that. So we went to the Entertain Mart, which is again which is also my favorite place to be. And I got 2 albums, one of which was a Slipknot album, which had the Not Safe for Work. I love the Not Safe for Work or the parental advisory sticker, because I don't give a shit. You can listen to whatever you want around me. If it has pussy, or if it has the word pussy, bitch, fuck, I don't give a shit. But I want my music to have the sticker on it. because without it, it ruins the song. Like, the song Disaster Piece by Slipknot. The line is, I want to slit your throat and fuck the wound. Alright, that seems like a pretty graphic lyric, but if you just take, I want to slit your throat and the wound, it just ruins it. Because he could be saying anything, I want to slit your throat and heal the wound, like that doesn't make sense. Because why would he slit someone's throat and then proceed to heal the wound? So I want that because, and it also shows emotion. Like Corey Taylor hates that person so much so that he will slit the throat of that person and fuck the wound. Like it's that bad. Like he hates him that bad, and that shows emotion. But if you take that out, it doesn't show emotion because while one, you do understand what he's saying, two, maybe they had maybe he added a bit more aggression to the word fuck than the rest to kind of show how badly he wanted to do it, or not at all. So you take that out, you basically are just left with, I want to slit your throat and either fuck the wound or fuck the wound, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm saying, but hopefully you guys understand. So I got that. I don't think that album really had, I think that album has parental stickers. I think it does. But the other one I got was Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. Now I know for a fact that one had parental advisory stickers because I have it. I wouldn't have gotten it if it didn't. But there was but they had one of my favorite albums of Avenged Sevenfold's in the library, Waking the Fallen. But the problem was is I didn't know if it had the parental advisory sticker. And yes, I am serious. This shows how serious I am about it. It's my favorite album of theirs. Come to find out, it doesn't come with the parental advisory sticker. I complicated seeing if they had if it needed a parental advisory sticker, when I could have just gone to Spotify and see any E's on the name of the songs or the artist. So it didn't need a parental advisory sticker, but I went with Nightmare because I knew for a fact that one had a parental advisory sticker, especially the song Nightmare where he says, it's your fucking nightmare, and then as your nightmare comes to life, shit like that, or just to kind of show where the song was. And I knew for a fact that had the parental advisory sticker, so I got it. And I'm, let me say, probably one of the best purchases I got because it's an amazing album. I've heard all of their stuff, but it's an amazing album. So yeah, another thing I don't like is authority figures. I talked about this I think last video I made. I'm not really a big fan of authority figures. I appreciate being told what to do because I'm not a fucking mind reader. If you want me to do something, tell me it, and I'm not like anyone else. You have to tell me multiple times. Remind me like, hey, make sure you get this done today. Hey, did you do this? No? Okay, please do it. But after like the second time, or at the second time of reminding me, you're like, hey, didn't I tell you to take that trash out? Go fucking do it. Then I'll just be like, fine, but then I'll have like sour thoughts in my head like fuck you too and shit, because I don't like aggression, which is why if you argue with me, I'll start fighting back real quick. Even if you have a nice conversation, I'll be like, you know what, I wasn't trying to be funny, I was just trying to make a point, and here I am fucking it up. Yeah, so I don't like authority. I like being told what to do, but I don't like aggressive commands, I guess. But the second you are a police, the president, or the principal of a school, I do not like you. or a parent of any kind, whether it's mine, my best friends, or any parent, I do not like you. And with this current pandemic going on, I don't like wearing masks. I will wear a mask if I'm told to. I'm not one of those anti-maskers where they're like, oh, you want me to wear a mask? Well, fucking I'm out. No, if you want me to wear a mask, I'll put on a fucking mask. I just don't like wearing a mask because I feel comfortable with breathing. It's my safe zone. It's one of the few things. That's why I'm not claustrophobic this way. But if two people or one, if people are pressing up against me from like my front and back, I start to panic because, um, I want to be able to breathe properly. But once, and I am a mouth breather. I have tried not being a mouth breather, but it's just so hard. I can't manage it. So, if I have to wear a mask that constricts my breathing, I'm gonna panic, but I'll suffer through it. But but if you force me to wear a mask, if if you're like, listen here, you son of a bitch, you have to wear a mask, I'm gonna be like, no. In fact, I'm gonna wait out in the car until you leave, and then I'm gonna come back. Unless the security officer told me to, then I'll just be like, fine. I don't like being told what to do, but I don't like being told what to do with aggression, but I will do it anyways because I get so scared easily. You can be aggressive as you want. I'll start crying. I'm that fucking sensitive. It's just who I am. Um. So yeah, and if you hate something I'm doing, whether it's just me not wearing a mask or maybe I'm playing a game wrong, um, or not gaming or music because that's the exception. But if I do anything that pisses you off, I will do it again. Again, example, because with this pandemic, I follow my okay, not my local news station because I think it's changed here. But I used to live up in Fountain, and it was like KRDO and shit. And I follow them on Twitter, and they said anti-masks. Why do you not like wearing a mask? And someone said in the comments, I'm not an anti-mask, but I can speak for them because I'm a selfish piece of shit. And I'm like, look, I don't like wearing it because I'm not a, what the fuck is this? Because I'm not a selfish piece of shit. I'm not wearing it because I don't like to wear it. And that's, and again, they think that all anti-mask people are the same, like we're fucking selfish. That's not true. I'm not selfish. I just don't like wearing a fucking mask or conforming to fucking society. So if you force me to force to society, guess what I'm gonna do? Not conform to fucking society. That kind of changed the wording there, but you guys got the idea. Um, and besides, if something I do pisses you off, you bet your ass I'm gonna keep doing it because fuck you. Um, there isn't really much. Oh, I don't like entitled people or just famous celebrities who think that they're a celebrity. I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Especially musicians like Gene Simmons. And I think Axl Rose was like that for a change. I'm slowly getting around to Guns N' Roses. Because I think Axl on drugs was kind of terrible than current Axl Rose. I haven't heard anything bad about him since, but I've heard terrible things about like 80s, 90s Axl Rose. So, but with Gene Simmons is like the biggest example. I cannot listen to Kiss because of him. If you guys haven't heard stories of Gene Simmons, you have to. They are dumb, horrible, but funny as hell. But one of the and so if you're entitled or if you hate on something you did, that's why I'm not a big fan of Mia Khalifa either. Again, but this one is kind of like, okay, I've heard one thing and I've heard another, so I'm kind of middle with this one. She was a famous actress, and she started berating the industry that she was a part of, but like they would label her as an actress. I'm just gonna say actress with quotations. I remember she was on a news station. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. She was on a news station, and they called her an actress, and she went off. And look, I understand that you're I can understand if you feel uncomfortable with something you did years ago. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of us are like that. We have something that we've done in our life that we utterly regret. But if you go and berate someone over that, that makes you a horrible person. Now, I have heard she's changed away, but I refuse to watch any videos about her because her voice is so fucking ear piercing to me. I cannot handle it. That's why I've stopped watching some of her work. That's kind of personal, but hey, we're talking about random shit I hate. And we went on anti-mask. We are in this for the long haul. I stopped watching her stuff because of the fact that her voice over the years has gone bad, and she was just a horrible person again. But some stuff has come up, so I am middle. I do think she's a terrible person, but maybe she was wrongfully treated in some way, or maybe she's wrong in all this, and maybe I was right. But that's not important. To be honest, I went a little bit more personal early on than I thought I would. I was expecting to do this my 100th video once I had more, if I ever got more subscribers, but here we are, me talking about an actress of a sort. But yeah, and this kind of leads to the last thing that I talked about, or the one thing I talked about in the last video. People who feel the need to apologize for something they did years ago. Let me explain. A lot of you guys may have heard the situation around Jenna Marbles and the fact that she used blackface. Okay, personally for me, and this may be because I'm white and I don't get it, I don't think blackface is that bad of a thing. And here's why, before some of you guys put some comments, it's demeaning, it's horrible. Let me get this out first. Yes, it is a horrible thing to do. I understand that. But here's why I believe it doesn't bother me, and it shouldn't bother a lot of people that it does. Blackface has been around since like the 20s. There was, I think the 20s? Yeah, the 20s. Whenever black and white movies was famous, there was a famous movie called The Jazz Musician. I think I might have talked about this. And within the movie, it was a Jewish, I have to remember, it's a Jewish guy who wants to be a singer, but his parents disagree with him because they want, or they're not happy about his decision because they want him to be, or they want him to follow in the path that they want him to be in. So so he decided to conform and not conform in the sense that he would hide his face by wearing blackface on stage. So not only is he portraying a singer, but he is portraying a black singer. Now that was around the 20s. So if you're gonna get mad at all these celebrities for doing it now, again, I understand it's a terrible situation, but you gotta understand where it's coming from. I don't consider it racist. Again, I'm white. Maybe I don't understand something. I'm 19. Maybe I don't understand something. Well, who knows? Maybe it's just because I'm a heartless piece of shit, which is also true. But to me, I don't consider it racist because it's been around since the 20s and no one has talked shit about it since. No one has ever come up and said, oh, this movie from the 20s is racist. We gotta keep this off the air. Because when was the last time the jazz musician or the jazz singer has ever been played? I don't think I've ever seen it I've never actually seen the full movie, and I'm into like black and white movies. I'm into the old school stuff. One of my favorite bands is from the 70s. In fact, my favorite music era is the 70s. So I would say that I do like old school stuff, so I would have, but I'm not a movie person. So whatever. The point is, it shouldn't be right, like, especially if it's like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Like, I've done stuff that I was 9. Yeah, within the 10 years that I have done. If you guys remember from my last episode, I talked about the fact that I mentioned an AK-47 in school that still haunt me to this day. That was within the 10 years, because I am now graduated. So 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8. That was almost 8 years ago. So within that realm, I highly regret to this day. And if I could go back in time, I would figure out how to deal with my lip ring, and I would tell my past self to be like, hey, do not mention that. Mention a slingshot that shoots gumdrops that he's allergic to, that kills him, or something within the realm that was supposed to be taken. or that turns him into bones and thus you can sell it to a museum. Something like that. But I'm not gonna apologize for it because it fucking happened. And I personally believe that and what I've noticed in all of these YouTube apologies, the one thing that makes or break a channel is using excuses, whether it's true or not. Like, if for some reason I was exposed for sexual harassment, and I use the excuse of I have these I had these sexual urges growing up, and I let them get in my way. Like, that instantly ruined the apology because you're basically making excuses that doesn't feel genuine. You're saying, here's why I did this. I regret doing it, but this is why I did it. So it almost seems like, and the thing is I feel like a lot of people are a lot more sensitive nowadays, which is why I don't like going out a whole lot, because I have no filter. So whatever comes out of here, what's up here and comes out of here happens. If I call you fat, I'm sorry. I don't know why I would. That'd be hypocritical of me. But yeah, I don't know where this went. But the final thing I do not like, and this is the most unforgiving thing, is myself. I honestly 100% hate myself. I make all cringy decisions. I cuss a lot, which doesn't seem like much. Like, really, you hate yourself? But like I mentioned before, my grandma's very religious, and if I say fuck around her, she flips the fuck out. I called my mom's boyfriend a bitch. Because he's old school. I use it as like a way of like, yo, what's up, bitch? I don't mean to call you like, oh, what a bitch. Kind of like how black people use the N-word. Again, very insensitive of me, but that's the best example I could use. Because I don't know of any other examples. Because now because you can't be like, what's up, pussy? Because otherwise people take offense to that. And there is no middle ground. I can't be like, yo, what's up, fucker? Because that just makes it worse. And I like implementing cuss words into my fucking sentences. That was intentional on like the rest of the times. But the reason that is, it shows that I'm comfortable, and me being inappropriate around you is not me asking for sex or whatever. It just shows I'm comfortable because that's a very sensitive topic with some people. Sex is very sensitive. It's a sensitive topic. So if I talk inappropriately to you, it's not a move or anything. It just shows I'm very comfortable, and that is a problem. It's something I understand it's a problem, but it's one of those I can't help. It just stays. And I'm like 6'5". I hate being tall, but I hate feeling short, which has happened before. I knew some guy, had a teacher who's like 7 foot. I had to look up to him like, yo, what's up? Here's the problem, and whatnot. So I hate feeling short on the very rare occasion I do, but I hate feeling tall. I want like a middle ground. That's why I like my friends being either 6 foot or, okay, if I'm 6'5", or 6'7", within that. 6'8", I lose it because I don't know. Or if it's obvious, like if I'm having to do that, like no, I want to be able to like look like this much out, like that much. But if I go above that, no, I can't. And plus, I'm very sensitive. I hate the fact I'm sensitive. Everything makes me cry nowadays. I'm scared of fucking everything. Not everything. There's a pellet gun in this room right now. I'm so terrified of it. Thinking that some ghost is just gonna come up and shoot me with it. Yeah, I also have these, like, tapers I mentioned before. I was scared to put them in, but now they're totally worth it. So there's a lot of stuff I'm scared of. There's a lot of stuff I'm also sensitive about. I cry easily. like I mentioned before, if I was to get into an argument whether I started it and I try and calm myself down, I just break loose and I start crying my eyes out, and it's something that a lot of people are like, really, but you're 19, you shouldn't be crying. I understand that. It just happens. I'm a very sensitive, emotional person. And I'm also very forgetful. If you told me to do the homework, I guarantee you, I'm not gonna do the fucking homework because I'll fucking forget it. Um, and plus, I'm just an overall terrible person. Like I mentioned before, if something I do pisses you off, I'm just gonna put fuel onto that fire instead of putting water on it because fuck you. That should, God, if I had merch, that would be the shirt name. Just because fuck you. Or like because fuck you on the back and the front. That's why. I don't know. I'm thinking about that way too much. So yeah, I'm an asshole, and it's not like I haven't tried. It's just the fact that people are deserving of people deserve to be hated on because they are terrible people and they're entitled and shit. And like, I guess I can't really be I guess I can't really say that I feel entitled sometimes, but actually I don't think I've ever felt entitled. Anyways, this was I feel good making this video because there's a lot of stuff I hate. And it kind of feels like this weight has been lifted off my chest, and I'm pretty sure once I'm done here, I guarantee you there's gonna be one that's gonna be like, forgot to mention that. That's weird. And oh yeah, there are some honorable mentions. I do have urges. I have like these random urges. I'm not gonna say what they are because we've already gone personal. I don't want to get too personal. I have these like but one of the urges I will say is just saying shit. I remember one time oh, another thing I hate about myself. I always use examples. A lot of the times I would just be like, because I always complicate things, so I have to say, for example, to help you guys understand what I'm talking about, or to help other people understand what I'm talking about if they don't get it. But most of the time, I always dig myself a hole with those examples, and it's like, well, now I can't get out of it. But so you'll probably see these a lot in my channels, my channel. But yeah, another thing is what was I gonna say? Yeah, I have one of the biggest urges I have is to say shit. Not necessarily mean, but just like weird shit. For example, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. We was going to, fun fact, I was born in Nebraska, so, my family knows a lot of Nebraska stuff, although my dad was born in Nebraska, so he knows a lot more than I do, but, so, we was going to visit my aunt, aunt as in, like, my mom's friend, no, my actual aunt, we was going to visit my aunt who recently had a kid. And I didn't say this urge, but I wanted to. It's like the most famous. If I ever say I have urges, this is one I bring up because it's so fucking stupid. But yeah, she had a kid recently. Whenever he was up there, and I was gonna joke around saying that he looks like me because that's what a lot of people say. Like, oh, he looks exactly like Kia, or yeah, he looks exactly like me, or some shit. Well, they say it as a joke, but I'm a kid, whatever. And so I want to say, oh, he looked exactly like me. But I didn't because it's not true. And if he did, that is weird. But, and it's just these weird urges I have. I don't know why I have them. I just have them. So yeah, that's all I have. I really enjoyed making this video because, again, a lot of stuff that pisses me off, and there's a lot of them. I think I hate a lot of things so much I might make a part 2 to this when some stuff comes up. But yeah, or maybe I can give some stuff I like or secretly enjoy, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you like it, for some reason, then go on ahead and leave a like. Subscribe for more. Um, Comment down below what you thought, or if you guys want to know if I like or dislike something. Don't know why you would, but let me know in the comment section down below. I'll say whether I'm indifferent, like, dislike, whatever. And yeah, share with your friends if you want. This really helps out the channel. Even though, like I said, I do use this for my own personal use, but I do talk to you guys, kind of like a one-on-one. Like, I'm not talking to a group of people. I'm talking to the person, or you, that's watching right now, the one person. Even though I talk general as guys or gals or whatever. So yeah, share with your friends. It helps the channel out, even though I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm not trying to be like have 10,000 subscribers or whatnot. I just want to make videos because it kind of helps in a sense. Kind of helps me stay calm and I kind of talk to myself a lot. So YouTube's kind of like an outlet to talk to people out there instead of me looking like I'm a fucking psychopath. I'm talking to my friend who's sitting right next to me right now, even though there's literally no one sitting right next to me. But I guess I have like a massive imagination, so there's that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I said all that. Share with friends, even though I don't give a shit if you do or don't. I would appreciate it, but because it shows that someone cares. I think, I don't know. Losing Manic out.